Hey everybody, Jim here. Just got my new Traeger grill. Let's talk about it. So a couple weeks ago I was getting ready for my 55th birthday. I was throwing a double nickel birthday bash and barbecue. I had about 25 pounds of pork, about 15 pounds of chicken that I was going to smoke up. And so I got my old Masterbuilt electric smoker out. It's probably easily 10 years old. Thought I'd test it out and make sure everything was going to work. And as I plugged it in and it started to warm up, the heating element exploded and it was done. So I was trying to figure out a way to cook all the meat for my party, and it was pretty clear I wasn't going to be able to do it inside. So grabbed my son one of his lawn care trucks and we went over to Home Depot. And I'd planned to look at the Ironwood 885 grill from Traeger and a couple of the lower end models that were under $1,000. For me, the big thing is that I live in Michigan, and I like to cook all year round, so I really needed something that was insulated and could handle cooking in the middle of winter. So the ones that are under $1,000 are all single wall construction. I didn't think they work very well. The Ironwood 885 is insulated on the ends, and I thought it would do better, but it was about double the cost. So I really hemmed and hawed about that, but I figured, well, I'll take a look at both of them. But when I got to Home Depot, they had the Timberline 1300 on sale for about $200 more than the Ironwood 885. And then with a few other things, there was a dented piece inside. They gave me even more discount. So it ended up being about the same price. Now the Ironwood is insulated all the way around, much bigger surface area. The grates are stainless steel. So this was by far a much better grill than what I was originally looking at. And for the price, it was a no-brainer. So I bought this and brought it home. It's a great grill. Like I said, it's insulated, the hood's insulated, all of this is stainless steel. The pellet mechanism is really cool. You just put the pellets in, you can choose, the type of wood, whether you want like an apple, a pecan, mesquite, that type of stuff. And based on what you're cooking, you can just swap it out. There's a door in the back that I'll show you in a minute. And it cooks really well. And I think if I had to make a choice of whether to get this or a regular barbecue grill, I would get this. Now I already have a barbecue grill. Having both makes it much more convenient, so you can smoke things in here and then sear them on the barbecue grill a lot easier. This can sear, but you have to take your food off, heat it up to the 500 degrees, and then put it back on. So it's a little bit less convenient. The pellet system is really cool. So this has basically all the advantages of a charcoal grill from a taste standpoint, and also the advantages of a propane grill, because you just turn it on, press a button, tell it what temperature to go to, and it heats up to that temperature. It's actually much more accurate than my propane grill for baking and holding a certain temp. It also has a super smoke feature, so if you're between say 160 and 225 degrees, you can set the super smoke, and it basically will auger a bunch of chips in, pause, auger some more, pause, and creates a lot more of a smoky interior. It's got like a convection fan that so you don't have, with this model you don't have the smokestack, so it rotates the smoke around inside and then it vents out the back. It's a great grill. I've been using it for 2 weeks. I've cooked a couple of pork shoulders, some chicken, some ribs, some brisket. Everything has just turned out fantastic. So if this is something you're looking at, the only negatives that I have so far seen with it is this front shelf is a little shallow. I did see some things online. There's some third-party aftermarket items that you can get where you can get a wider folding shelf. And the other thing that I saw in the complaints online was some people complained about some of the welds rusting. And Traeger's responses, like on Amazon, were just that, oh, you aren't cleaning it properly, which I really didn't like, but I figured I know how to use a wire wheel, and I can, paint a weld that gets rusty with some high temp paint. If I didn't see any complaints at all about the auger system or the electronics on the controller. and so far everything has worked perfectly for me. So let me show you around the grill. One of the problems with this grill is that the trap door is flat against the back, so it's hard to get a bucket under there to dump out the chips. I have seen third-party accessories with magnetic scoops that sit along the side. I haven't gotten one yet, but it's definitely going to be something I invest in. Inside here you can put close to 20 pounds worth of the pellets, and so this can cook for a number of hours without you having to even touch it. The controller on the front is programmable, so you can set it to work on time or the temperature of the meat. You can do a multi-stage cook where it'll stop at 180 degrees and then go up to 220 degrees or 275 degrees or 500 degrees if you want to do, you know, like if you're trying to sear something. So you have 3 levels of grates in here. The first level slides out pretty easily. And it has a lower bracket down here for searing. So if you know you're gonna cook a steak, that works pretty well. So you can see along the front here, this is the grease train. So it drains down this track here and then goes down here into an external grease pit on the side. So when you need to empty the grease, you just pull this out, lift this up, and empty your pan. And when you look inside here, underneath this section here, so the firebox is right here, and the auger spins and brings the pellets in. So it creates this heat shield, balances the heat out, and then there's a fan that gives it a convection. And it works really nice. You can bake in this thing, you can cook wood-fired pizzas, smoke, and grill. So it's really a versatile unit, and I'm really excited how thick the insulation is. You can see here, so for cooking year-round, this is going to work really well. I think the smaller units that have very thin walls, I just think they would have trouble maintaining temperature in the wintertime. And back here this is where it vents out the back along this slot. Has a nice little shelf on the side with tool storage. Very solidly built. The legs are extremely solid. There's not much wiggling at all. If you're in the market for a smoker, I really think this is a neat system. I like it much better than the electric smoker that I had before because I constantly had to add chips to it. This one, the auger just keeps going, and you can run this for hours before they get low. So yeah, this is a great grill. I really enjoy it. It looks like their whole line is really good. I've talked to some of the people at the road show at Costco, and they really seem to be up on technology and improving these things every year. If you're in a warmer climate, and you don't need the insulation, I mean, you can get some really nice ones under $1,000. This one I think lists for $2,500. I was able to get it for about $1,600, so really good deal there. And yeah, I would highly recommend one of these. And if you want to see more reviews, hit the subscribe button. I will be putting out more reviews on different items like tools and grills and just kind of things that I do. So feel free to subscribe, and I'll bring more content to you. And thanks for checking out my channel.